everyone. Welcome to the Kindness Kangaroo Library. I'm author Sandra Wilson, and today we have another Storytime session. Today's book is called Two Wins for Wiley, and it was written by Patricia Nespoli and Caitlin Bree Kennedy. And as always, in the description below, there'll be a link so you can get a copy of the book for yourself. And at the end of the video, we're going to talk about how this book can inspire us to write a story of our own. Okay, are you ready for our story? Here it is, Two Wins for Wiley. Wiley woke up most days with a stomachache. He went to lots of doctors and tried lots of different medicines. He gave up spicy food and he gave up drinking milk. He even gave up candy, but nothing helped. "Good morning," said Wiley. He sat down and placed his baseball glove on the table. "Someone is feeling good this morning," commented his mom. "Wiley always feels good when it comes to baseball," teased his sister Amelia. "He eats, sleeps, and breathes baseball." "Well, look who's talking, Miss Tutu Prima Ballerina," Wiley said, laughing. When breakfast was over, Wiley's mom dropped him off at practice. "Wiley," called Coach, "why don't you help Tyler warm up his arm and take a few practice swings?" Wiley loved batting practice. He hit 2 ground balls off of Tyler and a line drive to the shortstop. "Are you okay?" asked Coach. "I get stomach aches all the time," groaned Wiley, "but this one is a doozy." "Are you nervous?" Jenny asked. "I get stomach aches when there's a big test." "I'm not nervous," said Wiley. "I just get these bad stomach aches and nothing seems to help." Jenny frowned. "You're our best hitter, Wiley, and the playoffs are in a few weeks. You can't be sick." "I know a doctor who might be able to help," said Coach. "Her name is Dr. Kate." "Dr. Kate's my aunt," Jenny explained. "She's an acupuncturist." "An what?" asked Wiley. "An acupuncturist," exclaimed Coach. "She'll treat your stomach ache with tiny needles and—" "She uses needles?" Wiley asked. "Are you afraid of needles?" Jenny asked. "Well, no, I'm not afraid of needles." "Talk about it with your mom," Coach suggested. "I think acupuncture can help." That night in bed, Wiley tossed and turned. All he could think about were needles. He thought about his dad and held his glove tightly. By the next morning, he decided what he needed to do. "Good morning, Wiley," said Dr. Kate. "Wow, that's a really nice baseball glove." "My dad gave it to me before he left for Army boot camp," Wiley replied. "We both love baseball." "Me too. I love going to games," added Dr. Kate. "Before we get started, I'd like you to read this article," said Dr. Kate. "I didn't know that baseball players get acupuncture treatments before their big games. It says here that acupuncture can help athletes manage pain from sports injuries." "That's right," agreed Dr. Kate. "There are channels that run along your body." She pointed to a chart on her wall. "Sometimes these channels get out of balance. Acupuncturists find out what is out of balance by looking at your tongue and feeling your pulse." "Can you stick out your tongue for me?" Dr. Kate asked. "Great. Now I'll feel your pulse with these 3 fingers. Then I'll know which channels to put needles along and get you feeling better." Wiley suddenly felt scared. I've changed my mind," he cried. "I don't want any needles." "Acupuncture isn't anything like getting a shot," exclaimed Dr. Kate. "The needles are very small. Let me show you." Wiley glanced at the needle. "It's like a strand of hair," he said. "How could these tiny needles help my stomach aches?" "When your stomach gets upset, it's because your stomach ki or energy is weak. We're going to put some needles in your belly and on your legs to help strengthen your stomach." "Can I hold on to my baseball glove?" asked Wiley nervously. "Sure," said Dr. Kate. Wiley held his breath and closed his eyes. "It didn't hurt," remarked Wiley. "I know," said Dr. Kate, "but I bet it was also because of your baseball glove. Were you thinking about hitting a home run?" Wiley grinned. "I'll add a few more needles," said Dr. Kate, "and then you can rest for a few minutes." "How do you feel, Wiley?" asked Dr. Kate as she removed the needles. "My stomach doesn't hurt as much," said Wiley. "That's what I like to hear. You'll need a few more treatments, and each time you'll feel a little better," said Dr. Kate. "I'm also going to talk to your mom about some food changes that will help." "Is it okay if I go to the game today?" asked Wiley. Absolutely. Hit a home run for me, added Dr. Kate. Are you feeling better, Wiley? Asked Jenny. I am, said Wiley, but I need a few more treatments over the next 2 weeks. Jenny smiled and said, High five! The morning of the playoff game, Wiley had an appointment with Dr. Kate. How are the stomach aches? She asked. I haven't had one all week, replied Wiley. I guess that's a home run, Dr. Kate. Yes, it is. You should be very proud of yourself, Wiley. You didn't let fear stop you from trying acupuncture, commented Dr. Kate. Now I can't wait for the playoff game. Would you like to come, Dr. Kate? Wiley asked. You said you like baseball. I'd love to, she replied. It was the bottom of the 9th inning and Wiley's team was losing. Just because we're down doesn't mean we can't win, said Coach. We can do this. We just need a home run. It was Wiley's turn at bat, and there were 2 players on base. Strike 1. Strike 2. Wiley stepped away from the plate, took a deep breath, and took a few practice swings. He smiled when he saw his mom, sister, and Dr. Kate in the stands. His team began to cheer. Hit it, rip it, knock it around, knock that ball right out of town. Wiley hit that very next pitch right over the head of the second baseman. The ball rolled into the outfield, and the winning runs were scored. Congratulations, Wiley, exclaimed Dr. Kate. That was a great hit. Thanks. I was thinking about what you said about balance, and I just connected with the ball. Dr. Kate laughed. Know what else? Wiley asked. I really had 2 wins. 2 wins, repeated Dr. Kate. We won the playoff game, and I feel better because I tried acupuncture, bragged Wiley. Major League Baseball, here I come. So then, at the back of the book, there's some more information about acupuncture, which is really kind of cool because sometimes we get a little bit afraid of things that we don't know, that aren't familiar with us, that we haven't tried before. Just like Wiley was a little bit nervous about acupuncture and the needles. But then when we learn about it, when we read about it, when we see other people experiencing it, then some of our fears may go away and we be strong enough to try it ourselves, just like Wiley was. So again, it's 2 wins for Wiley, written by Patricia Nespoli and Bree Kennedy. And underneath in the description, you'll find a link to this book. Now, this book talked about some sports. So we did have baseball with Wiley, and Amelia had her tutu on, so she must like dancing. So here's an inspiration for writing a story of your own. What are a sport or an activity that you like to do? You know, do you like to run? Do you like to dance? Do you like to play a sport like baseball or soccer or hockey? Do you like to climb? Maybe some gymnastics. So think about one of these activities that you like to do. And then think about something that might happen that might stop you from doing it properly. So Wiley gets really bad stomach aches and then he can't play properly or he can't play at all. So think about what might happen to you, an injury or an illness, something that makes you not feel so good, that makes it hard for you to play that game, that sport, that hobby that you like. And see how we can work that into a story. So often a story has a problem that needs to be solved. So your problem is you can't participate because of something causing the problem with your body. So how do we solve that? Do we go to a specialist like an acupuncturist to get them to fix the problem? Do we need to, have a visit with a doctor? Do we need to do something healthy for our body to make it work better? Maybe we need to do some stretches, so think about the problem and then think about how we could fix that problem and make it better so that you can participate, or maybe a different way to participate. So if, for example, there's something wrong with legs and that person is in a wheelchair, they aren't necessarily going to play the sport that they used to play, but they can play a different version of that sport. So that could be a solution as well, changing the sport or doing a different sport that makes accommodations for the problem that your body is facing. So there's your story inspiration. The problem, solve the problem, and you have a great story. All right, everybody, I hope you enjoyed today's story and will join me next time for another Storytime session. Bye now.